The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anything But Freakin Rasslin, the show where JLane and myself talk about anything but freaking wrestling. Thank God for that. And there's a lot of things to talk about today. Before I get to any of that, real quickly, we got to take care of business. The show is brought to you by our sponsor, kayfabecommentaries.com. The best shoot DVDs on the market. They got a series of 3 DVDs, a timeline series, the You Shoot series, the Guest Booker series, hundreds and hundreds of DVDs on their website, kayfabecommentaries.com. Anybody you're a fan of, I guarantee you it's up on their website. Check it out. As I said, these are interviews, without a slant, shoot as you can get. High quality, very professional. Sean Oliver is an unbelievable interviewer. Check it out, kayfabecommentaries.com. Also, as you know, to the end of next month, we are running a special. You can join the brand for $3.95 a month. That's less than $1 a week. Just go to vincerussobrand.com and use the code word brand. How you doing, Jeff?
Doing good, man. Got some exciting news. So,
all right, we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, I got to apologize to you for being late, but let me explain to you why I'm late, Brody. And you'll remember me freaking talking about this. Okay, since July, my freaking refrigerator has been broken. Okay, so of course Sears. They come to fix my refrigerator in July. Of course, they take my credit card. I think it cost me $300 for them to fix. Jeff, between July and today, they have been out here 5 freaking times, and these geniuses can't fix my refrigerator. Bro, how many parts really are there to a refrigerator? You think by now, 5 visits out, they would have replaced every freaking part in the freaking thing? Bro, do you know how many times? Thank God I got a refrigerator in my garage. Do you know how many times, bro, we've had to unload the refrigerator in the kitchen, bring it in the garage, then they tell us it's fixed. We bring the food back in. All of a sudden, everything gets defrosted back into the garage. This has been going on since freaking July, bro. So finally, I had to get a little stiff with them today because I had enough. And, they were just out here yesterday, bro. Yesterday. And now, they're going to, on an emergency, they're going to send somebody out here today, and they're going to send, he's like a super technician, one of their best technicians. It's a freaking refrigerator, you idiots. How many parts are there to a refrigerator?
Just reminds me of horror stories from managing a restaurant. Like, these guys would come out to fix, like, our heat would go out or our AC would go out, and they'd work on it for 2 or 3 hours. Next day, it's broke again. I'm like, well, what did you do for 3 hours?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you people do for a living. Like, give me a freaking break. And here's another thing that took me a long time, Jeff. And, Jeff, you might want to go through this exercise yourself, right? There was a couple of people this morning, and one wrestling website in particular that I took great joy in unfollowing them, okay? Because they're you know how at the top of the show I talked about, like, Kayfabe Commentaries does not do slant interviews. Well, I found out the hard way that this particular website, chose to kiss the backside of the WWE in hopes of one day working for them. So obviously, everything on the site is pro WWE. So quite frankly, I don't want to follow a site like that. I don't want to follow a person like that. So I unfollowed a couple people. But in doing that, I'm like, you know what, bro, I had like almost 1,600 followers. And I'm like, who the freak am I following? You know, Jeff, a lot of times, bro, when I want, listen, a lot of times, Jeff, I think you know me. I don't care about, this isn't a popularity contest. The way I look at it, the more followers I can get, the more people we can, turn on to VinceRussoBrand.com, potential customers. That's how I look at it. So, bro, there's a lot of times where I'll say, for the next hour, follow me and I'll follow you, just to build membership. So, for all of a sudden, I'm up to like almost 1,600 people I'm following. And I'm like, who are these freaking jabrones that I'm following 1,600 people? So finally, bro, I literally went through everybody I was following. And Jeff, I got to tell you, if you follow me, I have no problem following you. Like, I'll follow you all day long. I have no problem with that. I can't tell you how many jabronis that, like, I didn't know them from Adam, that I was following and they weren't following me. And I'm like, are you freaking cop following Joe Blow? And the guy's not even following me. Bro, by the time I was done, I think I unfollowed like over 100 people. I'm down to 1,400 and something now. But it blew me away. And bro, and then here's the funny thing. Like, you find some surprises of people that aren't following you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, I got to tell you, one of the guys not following anymore, I was a little bit surprised. We talked about him yesterday, was Chael Sonnen. Now, bro, let me tell you this. I know a lot of times, bro, there's little what do you call them, bro, when it's just a little glitch. Sometimes there's little glitches, and for whatever reason, like, people are not following you anymore and whatever. That happened to me, bro, a couple of weeks ago. You know the girl from Carly from Lucha, the one that licks everybody?
Katrina, yeah.
Katrina was following me. This is about a couple of months ago. She was following me, and like the next day, she wasn't following me anymore. So, like, I got a hold of Katrina. I'm like, did I do something wrong? She goes, no, not at all. She had no idea I became unfollowed. So, like, this stuff happens. But then again, you know me, Jeff, paranoid me. Chael Sonnen is working for Jeff now. Him and I had a great relationship. As a matter of fact, I did his show. He did my show. We had some great conversations. I'm like, all right, did Jeff tell him, Vince Russo's an a-hole and, the whole 9 yards? That's what I think of right away. But I got to tell you, bro, it's an unbelievable exercise to kind of go through, who unfollowed you and then, who you're following that's not following you and you have no idea while you're following them. Jeff, what's the gimmick? You started telling me this yesterday because I noticed, bro, there are a handful of like verified people that have like thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. And all of a sudden, for no reason, no connection whatsoever, they started following me. But I don't know these people. We're not in the same field. What's the deal with that?
All right. Before I explain that, let me show you this so you don't take this personal. But Chael Sonnen, man, I can't line this up.
I can't read that.
Why is this not? Anyway, he follows nobody. Zero. Says he's following zero people.
He was following me for a while. That's how I was able to communicate with him.
Yeah, says following zero.
Thank God, though. You know what, bro? I think the guy, when we were going through that process, I think he gave me his phone number, so like I can still contact him. So, like, yeah, Jeff, explain that to me. I don't know how that works.
It's this gimmick that people do, and it's actually against Twitter's policy if you read the fine print. What people do was, okay, let's say I'm a wrestling website, and I want to get more people to follow my wrestling website. I will go down, let's say, Wrestling Inc.'s followers, okay? Because they're a popular website, they probably got a lot of followers. So I would go to Wrestling Inc.'s followers, and I would follow every single one of them to try to get them to follow me back.
Oh, wow, really?
People do this all the time. And then
bro, isn't that a lot of work?
Yeah, and then they'll unfollow the people that don't follow them back, and they'll repeat the process over and over and over. And if that's why you look at a lot of these people, even celebrities, they'll be following like 200,000 people.
Yeah, Farrah Abraham follows everybody who follows her.
Yeah, so like I don't know how they pay attention to their Twitter feed that way with so many people.
Jeff, I got to tell you, I was feeling so bad too because I knew I had to call you because you texted me. Bro, I only had 1,500 that I was following. Do you know how long that took me to go? It got to the point like where like, bro, you know how like you're like, okay, enough of this. I don't want to do it anymore. But then you're like halfway through. And if you got the ADD, you got to finish it. Well, that's where I was. But bro, 1,500 took me forever. I can't imagine having 10,000 following 10,000 people.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
the gimmick. That's the gimmick, bro.
Yep, and they'll just do it to random accounts to try to get people to follow them. So like I don't see a difference between that and buying the fake followers because
I hate that.
unless it's the example I used, but a lot of these people will just go do random people to try to get them
Jeff,
to follow them back.
Look up Nuclear Heat guy. You know who the Nuclear Heat guy is. I don't want to out him on the show. Tell me how many followers Nuclear Heat has, bro.
Okay. But like it's like I don't know what's the point of having people follow you just so you follow them back if they don't really give a crap about you. You know what I mean?
Well, Jeff, I'll be honest with you. That would probably be smart for me to do, to go through all those other websites and follow all those other people because like I'm doing it for business. It's not a popularity contest for me. I want people to join the brand. Maybe a lot of people don't know about it, but when it's somebody like just personally doing it to say I've got 50,000 followers, it's like, okay, bro, your jelly beans are in the mail. How many followers does Nuclear Heat have?
I'm trying to.
I guarantee you it's 60,000 at least.
There, okay, I found it.
How many? 60,000?
51.7 thousand.
52,000. Meanwhile, the guy's got 3 friends, bro. And he's got 52,000 followers and 3 friends. I don't get that. What a massive waste of time, bro. I would not pay a nickel to buy followers.
Yeah, I don't understand what the point of it is. I mean, really, it's just a fake number. It's so to make you look more. I don't care. I only have 700 followers, but like, there's this site you can go to see how many are phony.
Yeah,
and like 90% of mine are real. Yeah. So that means like 90% of these people followed me because they want to follow me. You know what I mean? That's all I want. I only want people to follow me that actually want to follow me. Yeah. So like, I really don't care what the number is. It's getting people that care about what you say. So I don't understand the point of the phony followers.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, you mentioned up top, you got news, but I'm guessing, is this about the love life?
Yeah.
All right, let's save this for the end. Let's build up to this. This is a big build, bro.
Well, let me get a Twitter thing in while we're on it so we're not bouncing all over the place. I may have found a new advertising strategy for us.
Yeah.
Okay, you know how Adele has a new album out?
Yes.
And it's called 25, okay? I guess all her albums are however old she was when she recorded them. That's her gimmick, okay? So she's 25. Her new album is called 25. I tweeted something this morning or retweeted something. Immediately, I got a notification. Adele's 25 for sale favorited your tweet. So, like, they're advertising this album by favoriting people's tweets.
So but you have to say something about the album?
No, it was like a wrestling tweet or something. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I retweeted. Kelly Klein tweeted something about pro wrestling training, and I retweeted it. I don't know if this is going to show up again, but it says Adele 25 for sale, liked your retweet. So maybe we need to make an account and then just go follow random people's tweets and just favorite it. So it says, join the brand for $3.95, favorited your tweet.
Not a bad idea, Jeff. Not a bad idea, you know?
Well, I'm like, this is an interesting strategy. I wonder if it works. Like if someone's like, you know what, I did want to get that Adele album. I forgot about it. Let's go buy it now. So I don't know. I thought that was strange.
Interesting, bro.
So maybe you'll see some of those tweets coming to you non-members. VinceRussoBrand.com liked your tweet.
All right, bro, let's talk about anything but wrestling. I was so wrestled out last night, bro. Like, can we just stop with wrestling, bro? And, bro, I got to tell you, listen, I have to beg my wife to sit there and, like, watch TV with me because my wife doesn't want to spend any time with me, bro. Like, she just, she's making the money in the family, so therefore she's wearing the pants. She looks down at me. She looks down on me because I don't go out to work every day. So like she doesn't want to spend any time with me. So like I have to beg her to spend time with me. Okay. Jeff, I got to explain something to you. I've been married for 32 years. My wife's from Evansville, Indiana. Bro, there are a lot of Baptist people in Evansville, Indiana. My wife is a Baptist. Her mother is the strictest Baptist I have ever met in my life. Jeff, her preacher of the same church she went to her entire life, refused to marry us because he called it a mixed marriage because she was a Baptist and I was a Catholic. Okay, bro? These are the kind of people we're talking about, all right? Bro, my wife is very, very prudish. She is so prudish, Jeff, that if I'm watching something with her and like there's the slightest sexual content, I get so uptight and like I start to profusely sweat because I know she can't handle anything like that, Jeff. Anything like that. Bro, if a woman is wearing a low-cut shirt on TV and there's cleavage, my wife can't handle that. She literally has to leave the room. So like I do everything I can so she spends time with me, bro. And listen, this is Jeff. I got to tell you, all my wife watches on TV.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. Jeff, my wife watches two things on television, okay, bro? And, like, it drives me out of my mind, okay? First of all is, like, well, three things, bro. She watches three things on TV. The first one is, like, the house stuff. They flip the houses. The
extreme home makeover,
all that stuff. The new married couple are looking for a house, and they show them three houses. All that, anything with the house is number one. Number two, bro, I've learned to hate that show Chopped. I can't stand seeing that show Chopped anymore. Anything?
What's that? I've never seen it.
Oh, bro, it's the Food Network where they have these three cooks and they give them all kinds of weird ingredients that they have to use and make something out of. So, bro, it's the house, it's the Food Network, and here's the third thing, bro, that drives me absolutely out of my freaking mind, bro. My wife will sit there, Jeff, and watch any freaking movie as long as it's in black and white. It doesn't care what the movie is, how old it is, bro. If it's in black, bro, the Turner movie classics?
Yeah.
She watches that nonstop. And, bro, I will die before I watch a black and white movie. I will die. So as you can see, I spend a lot of time in one room watching TV. She spends another time in the other room. All right, Jeff. So last night, I'm like, just spend some time with me. Let's watch TV, right? So, Jeff, okay, I'm safe with Nathan for you. Okay, like this guy doesn't harm anybody. We wore the sumo suit in the antique store. Like the whole 9 yards. Like I'm totally safe with, okay, my wife is not going to get offended by Nathan for you. She'll sit here with me for 30 minutes. Okay, Jeff, will you tell people what the content was last night for Nathan for you? Bro, she got up and walked out. And here's the funny thing, Jeff. I knew she was going to get up and walk out. Like there was when they brought in the two adult film people, she was gone. But bro, here's the sick thing. Okay. I'm sitting there debating, okay, do I change the channel so she stays? But I really want to watch this. You know what I mean, bro? So she wound up, leaving. Bro, please explain to people what was on this show yesterday.
I watched it this morning. Thank God, so I know what you're talking about. The premise of this episode was Nathan was trying to help this hotel owner draw a business because when families go on vacation, the parents don't have the opportunity to have sex because their kids are in the room. So he was going to come up with this way for parents on vacation to have sex with their kids in the room. First off, dude, did you notice when he did the drawings and he talked about the kid growing up and being mentally disturbed, that when it turned to an adult, it looked just like him?
Yes,
I laughed so hard at
yes,
that.
I did. Yes, I did. Yep.
But anyway, he builds this soundproof box and he makes it look like a spaceship to lock the kids inside, and it's soundproof. And he puts these toys in there and stuff to entertain the kid, and
he pipes in animal
noises
that he recorded.
Yeah. Yeah. So to test this out, he hires this child actor. This kid's 8 years old, and he brings the kid's parents. So he puts this kid in the box, locks the box in this hotel room, brings in 2 porn stars, and has them start banging on the bed with the kid in the room inside this box. And
wait a minute. With the parents in the room, bro.
And he had them call each other their names.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, with the parents in the room and the kid in the box, and these 2 porn stars are going at it. But that
like a porn movie.
That wasn't enough proof for Nathan.
No. So the best part was the parents were uncomfortable. So they left, but they were okay with their kids still being in the box while these 2 people are banging. Right. And Nathan's just standing there watching them. So then they finish. Dude, I got a kick. He puts the robe on the guy. The naked guy.
Right.
So he's like, okay, well, we need to test every type of situation. So he brings in 5 more porn stars to have a 7-person orgy, puts the kid back in the box. Huge orgy on the bed. He's standing there just watching the whole thing. I mean, they're showing all this stuff, just blurs, but you know what's going on. Freaking hilarious. You're hearing all the noises. They show the kid in the box just playing with whatever he's playing with. So they open the box afterwards. He's asking the kid stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I just heard animal noises and I had fun." Blah 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 blah. And then he shows the video to the hotel owner, which. The look on his face is priceless.
Oh,
he wants nothing to do with this. Nathan talks him into leaving the box there anyway. But yeah, it was like a porn movie blurred. That's what it was.
And Jeff, you know what the sad thing is now, honestly? Because of that, she will never watch that show with me again. Just because of that, no matter what, she'll never watch it again.
I remember, like, when it fired up and it said TVMA sexual situations.
I said the same thing. I said, like, what? What are you? Come on, bro. Jeff, let me ask you. Be honest with me now. Should I have changed the channel or continue to watch and let her leave?
It's hard to turn that off, man.
Yeah.
When I was waiting for you, I'm like hoping, okay, I hope he's not ready before I'm done watching this episode, because I didn't want to stop watching it.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 other things and they're hilarious. It's very hard to turn it off.
Bro, and let me tell you something, bro. Her mother is like 1,000 times that. And bro, like, she never comes here. Bro, in 32 years, I think she's been here twice. She's coming to visit for Thanksgiving. Do you know how uptight I get when we're in there watching TV? Because you never know what's going to come on, bro. Commercials like today are graphic. You never know what's going to come on, bro. You know what I mean? But oh my God, bro! Of all the things for me to put on with her there,
I remember being a child, and my grandparents on my dad's side, they took me to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I was like, I don't know when that movie come out, 88. So I was probably 9. And they said son of a bitch in the movie. And I remember the look on my grandmother's face. Like, she was so offended that this cartoon movie, which was not really, not really for children, you know what I mean? And she thought it was for children. And she was so offended by this that I could hear talking to my grandpa asking if we should leave in the middle of the movie. Like, there's just people that I think it's just the way they're raised, and they're instilled that's offensive.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Man, bro, I swear to God, one time, like, because I was thinking it was a parody. I don't know what I was thinking. But, bro, you want to know the truth. And I told you this. I'm an Elizabeth Banks absolute mark. I would marry this girl. I love Elizabeth Banks. Well, bro, remember she made that movie with Seth Rogen?
Yeah, the Kevin Smith movie, Zack and Miri.
Yeah, Make a Porno.
Yeah.
I brought my wife to that, bro.
I had knowing. You had to know.
And I mean, I had to leave that one. I mean, I had to walk out. I mean, because I knew, like, forget it. I had to walk out of that movie. Crazy,
you know what's funny is it's movie's a love story.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe you took her to that.
Yeah,
man.
yep.
You should have known.
Because Elizabeth Banks was in. All right, bro. What do you got for me? I got a lot of things here.
I thought this was an interesting figure because of your video game rant being for children. How the industry is not for kids anymore. And that's one thing I disagree with you on. The old school concept is kids play video games. But if you look at the content in video games, there's sex, there's nudity.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. No,
I mean, there are rated movies.
No, I agree with that.
So I got a kick out of this because you look at, like, it's a huge deal. Star Wars just hit 50 million for pre-sales, like the most ever.
Unbelievable.
And you look at all these, like, trying to get to 100 million in these movies, and they do 200 million overseas. And when it's all said and done, it's a huge number. Okay. There's this video game series called Fallout, very popular series. It's about the nuclear apocalypse, the world's destroyed, and going through it afterwards. Well, the newest installment, Fallout 4, just came out. In the first day that it went on sale, the first 24 hours, $750 million in sales.
Oh, my God, bro.
Is that not insane?
And this is what, a $60 game?
$60 game. The first day, it made $750 million.
No, I believe that, bro. And, bro, you got to understand, my rant was, this is a wrestling game. That was, to me, it's total. I get the Halo craze. I get the the Warcraft. I totally understand all that. But this was a wrestling game. That's where I was like, come on, stop.
I just, like,
that's crazy, bro. Bro,
I've seen this. Like, there's so many adults.
Yeah, Jeff,
that are addicted to video games. I used to be addicted.
You know what I say all the time? I say this all the freaking time, bro, right? Everybody's piss poor. Nobody's got money. Everybody's crying poverty. Times are tough. Every time you go in GameStop, it's freaking packed. Every time. And I go in GameStop, bro, because I like to, I'm a kid. You know, it's almost like going in a toy store. I like to look at the artwork. I don't play the games, but what's new? Every time you go in there, the place is packed.
Now, do you see, I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but one of the brand members tweeted you a picture of a video game from '98. Tweet me who you were, and I'll try to give you a shout-out. I know it's one of our loyal brand members. I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but it was a shot from a 1998 WWF video game in the credits, and it said special thanks.
I saw that. My name was in. I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah,
what the heck am I doing in there? No.
You remember doing anything with that video game?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like.
Did you buy the game?
I had that game. Yeah.
No, Fallout.
Oh no! I didn't like 3. Like, okay. I'm in the minority. It's just not something. I didn't get into. I played the 3rd one and I didn't like it. But Razor Fist has been making fun of it. Like, that, dude, that's the one thing you're missing with Razor Fist humor is the video game humor, dude. Like, it's so funny. Yeah. And the way he attacks these critics, like, oh my God, the guy's so smart. You really got to have him have this UFC debate with you, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Got a little sad. I think I feel sorry for George Lucas sometimes. I know people like they get up, you know, you shouldn't feel sorry for these billionaires or blah, 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 blah. But, you know, this guy takes pride in his work, created arguably the most iconic fictional franchise of all time. And he finally said why he stopped making Star Wars movies and he has no interest in directing anymore. And his quote was, "You go to make a movie and all you do is get criticized. And it's not much fun. You can't experiment." So to me, that's obviously all of the prequel hate, you know, that went his way. People, you know, editing the original films, this is this guy's property. This is his. And like, there were certain things I didn't like about the prequels, but at the end of the day, this is this guy's thing. However it goes, that's up to him. You know what I mean? So I can choose not to like it. But for me to criticize him for what he's doing with his own idea, I think that's silly. And so many people did this to him. And I think that's kind of sad that at the end of the day, that's how he looks at, future Star Wars installments coming from him.
Yeah, bro, especially when it's like, listen, if you're doing it for the money, that's one thing. But obviously, bro, he put years and years and years and his heart and soul into that. Like, bro, listen. People that want to bash Rocky V, I don't have a problem with that. All right, Stallone kept it going. He wanted to make the money, so there's Rocky V. It was horrible. Money was the motivation. It's not that with George Lucas. It is creative. It is pushing the envelope. How far could you go? So, like, when I sit down, I'm like you, bro, and I watch something like that and I didn't like it, you can't criticize that. It was the guy's vision. And, he put the time into it. He put the effort into it. Yeah, bro, George Lucas is not one that's going to do anything for money. If he doesn't want to do it and he's not into it, he's not going to do it. But it's like you said, at the end of the day, it's his. You and I talked about like the Lost finish. Same exact thing. These guys wrote such an unbelievable, intelligent, just one-of-a-kind show. Guess what? They got the right to end it whatever way they want to end it. It was their story. So, yeah, bro, the fact that people criticize is like, come on, man,
I got a couple more things. You want to throw something out, or you want me to keep going at this point?
I'll throw a couple out, bro. We know Jared got 15 years in jail.
There's already foot-long jokes going around and being the bread now for the meat. And all this stuff, like,
even though they kind of did make it clear, bro, but like, not that this is a freaking excuse, but they did make it clear, like, but that his real preference was like 16, 17-year-old girls. This guy wasn't a pedophile for 8, 9-year-old kids. But I mean, come on, bro, come on. I mean, with the fame this guy had, and the money this guy had, I mean, to sort out 16 and 17-year-old girls, bro. Dr. Phil, last week, I think it was, they had like one of these girls, and one of these girls told them about the house and what was going on in the house. And bro, these freaking guys, not Jared, but the guy that was working for him, but the guy would show Jared the video. Bro, these girls were like 15, 16, 14. And there were cameras in the bathroom. There were cameras in their room when they would change. I mean, but you know what, bro? On the other side of that, like, we can sit here and, we can say, oh, the guy's sick, this, that, and the other thing. That's the reality of it is, bro, is though, like, you got to be sick. Like, we can never put ourselves on that level or ever try to understand it because there has to be a mental illness involved. I mean, you can't be thinking normally and rationally to be doing something like that. That's why you can never understand it, because these people obviously have issues.
I remember seeing a special of this. I don't know if it was Nightline or 2020, one of those shows about pedophiles and stuff. And they had this guy, in the black shadow and in the altered voice, you know what I mean? So you don't know who it was. But what this guy said is he's attracted to children and he can't help it. But you have to know that it's wrong and not advance on those urges. You know what I mean? He's like, I can't help it. I'm attracted to it, but I know it's not right, so I don't do anything about it. So they were trying to get somebody to explain why this is, but that they haven't actually acted on it and committed a crime. So I thought that was interesting. Like, you wonder how many of these people, like, their brain is telling them this is pleasurable, this is what you want, and it's not so much that these people are evil. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was an interesting thing. I wish I knew what program it was. I would try to find it on YouTube. It was years ago. Yeah. But did you see that his lawyer brought in an expert to try to blame it on losing weight? Like that. I don't even understand that argument. Like, because he lost so much weight on Subway, he wasn't eating anymore. So instead of overeating, he turned to children.
Yeah,
that was their argument.
Like, food was his vice, and when he no longer was turning to food, he had to turn to something else. I mean, that was just ridiculous. You know?
I don't know. Hopefully the guy comes out and is fixed. I don't know. It's sad. Sad for the victims.
Yeah,
you know, sad for the victims.
Bro, Chloe's got staph infection hanging out at the hospital with Lamar.
What? How many different types of are there different types of staph infections? Because I've seen some where I hear they're life threatening.
Yeah.
And then Ryback had one, and he's only out for a week or whatever. You know what I mean? So
bro, I saw some really, really bad staph infections in my day. I mean, bro, they are nasty and bad. A lot of times, you know, the guys would get them from like the bacteria in the mat. And bro, think about that. Bro, those mats are never cleaned. Ever clean. They use the mat, they roll it up, put it on the truck, roll it out there for the next day. And think about the girls are using the same guys mat as the guys. Oh, my bro, Kevin Nash got it really, really, really bad once. I think Anderson had it. It's nasty, bro. And that's the thing. It's like, not to make light of it. Can you imagine a Kardashian getting this? Like, can you just freaking imagine, bro? But and especially too, I mean, bro, in a hospital, that's scary. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what you're freaking getting in a hospital. But supposedly, man, she got it really bad, and she's weak and getting fed intravenously. And
you know what? I've always wondered with people like them. Like, I don't know. I never watched their show. I don't really know much about that family, but I feel like they were raised in isolation. You know what I mean? Like, they're always in their own house. They're always with their bodyguards. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of in isolation. Does that affect somebody's immune system? Are they more susceptible to catch a disease if they're never out in public? You know what I mean? Is that a scientific thing? Like, I wonder, like, is she, because she's been isolated and she's never really out in public, and she goes to a hospital now that she's probably never been to in her entire life, that she's susceptible to these things? I don't know,
bro. No, I mean, it could be, you know. Yeah, because, I mean, these kids were sheltered and only around rich people, and
I never paid attention in biology, so I never had good biology.
But yeah, bro, it's still, I mean, that's nasty. I mean, you know, especially for somebody like that to be going through it.
Speaking of nasty, though, before you continue, did you see your girl Kendall's new selfie that they posted this morning?
Yeah, but yeah, with the middle finger,
like bent over, like like,
but
what's that all about?
Well, what it's supposed to be about, bro, and thank God for this. Listen, Jeff, people will put a racist slant on this, and I don't really care because it has nothing to do with racist. Okay, this Kylie. Kylie is the youngest girl. She just turned 18. She just became an adult. But, like, you know, bro, when she was 16, 17 years old, she was going out with this freaking rapper, Tyga, Tyga. The guy doesn't have a real name. And, bro, he's one of these guys, bro, like where he's got the grill. I got to be honest with you, bro. If you got grill on your teeth, you're an idiot. Like, you're just an absolute freaking imbecile. If you don't know what to do with your money, so I'm gonna get a grill for my teeth. You're just a freaking moron. But this guy, bro, just comes across as straight A thug. And here's another thing, bro. And call me racist if you want. I don't freaking care. You know, bro, the hat on crooked. You know, like that whole thing, bro, the big sticker on the hat. Yeah, please. Enough with that. Like, bro, this guy is 25 years old. There you go, Jeff. Bro, this guy is 25 years old, and he does like what a 12-year-old would do. Meanwhile, he was dating this girl when she was only 16 years old. You know, he was banging her when she was 16 years old. Meanwhile, she's a beautiful freaking girl, even though she's gone out and she's had all this cosmetic surgery, which is like just freaking insane. But anyway, bro, the big deal is it was Tyga's birthday party. Tyga had a big birthday party yesterday, and Kendall was nowhere to be found. I mean, Kylie was nowhere to be found. So, like, that's the scuttlebutt. The next thing you know, Kendall is shooting the middle finger between the legs, kind of thing. So like they're connecting the dots that they're all saying "F you" to Tyga. Something happened, but please get as far away from this guy as you can possibly get. I mean, my God, bro, I just that whole thug life. I just can't stomach that whole thing, bro. To me, there's nothing. There isn't a single positive vibe that comes out of it. It's all negative and guns and monies and hoes and gold and oh my. I mean, come on, bro. Really?
I just didn't understand what the point of the middle finger like coming out of her crotch was like bent over. Like I just thought that was a very, very odd pose.
She knew that people like you and me would be looking at it.
I guess.
Bro, speaking of this, Jeff, listen, man. I'm all for pushing the envelope. I really am. But I mean, Jeff, come on. Like I'm 54 now. Like there's a point when it's like, it's way over the top and it's just too much. Did you see this Miley Cyrus footage, bro?
With like the 2-foot strap on that she was wearing at her concert?
Bro, she started a new tour yesterday. It was the first show. It was in Houston, Texas. And she straps on a 2-foot dildo, bro, and is performing on the stage, and she's twirling it around, and the backup singers and dancers are stroking the freaking. I mean, Jeff, walk me through this in Miley Cyrus's mind. Bro, I understand the girl wants to be shocking. I understand she's a freaking publicity whore. I get all that, bro. Here's a girl that she just wants to be naked. She wants everybody to come to her show naked. Bro, I get all that. But let Jeff, when push comes to shove, everything comes down to business and making money. That's what everything is about. The Miley Cyrus strapping on a 2-foot dildo, does that make her one penny at the end of the day?
I don't know. It's a good question. Obviously, everybody's talking about her. I think it like you always see these like people that were extremely, extremely famous while they were growing up do weird things when they get older. And I wonder if this is just, her growing up famous, can't have a normal life as a kid, can't experiment with all these things. So as soon as she becomes of age and becomes old enough, well, now she's experimenting with all the things that kids are experimenting at 13, 14, 15 years old. You know what I mean? All of a sudden she's doing all the
Bro, you think 13, 14, 15-year-olds are strapping on 2-foot dildos?
No, but that's when they start experimenting with sex and stuff. So maybe she never did. Who knows? Because, I mean, with bodyguards and her parents raising, I don't know how that works.
Bro, I can't even imagine the parents that allowed like their 13, 14-year-old girls' daughters to go to that concert and then they saw that on the internet. Like I can't even imagine. Bro, I guarantee.
Like, do they advertise that as 18 and over concert, or do they allow anybody in there?
That's a good question. I would doubt it, bro. I mean, I would doubt it. You know what I mean? And bro, I've always taken her side because I've always looked at Miley Cyrus as like, I've always said this, like when she did the twerking with the what's his face and all that stuff. I always said, you know what? She's just having fun. She's just a young girl having fun. But that's just like way, way, way over the top, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. It didn't make me want to go to a Miley Cyrus concert. I don't know. Are people going to be walking around wearing these things down in public? I just don't. I don't know. It's weird.
What else you got?
Okay. I thought this was interesting. Like Jennifer Lawrence just came out and was talking about a film that she had to do, a sex scene she had to film with Chris Pratt for a movie that hasn't come out yet called Passengers. And so she was so stressed out by this that she got wasted to film the scene. She said, I got really, really drunk. But then that led to more anxiety when I got home because I was like, what have I done? And he was married. It's going to be my first time kissing a married man, and guilt is the worst feeling in your stomach. She said she knows it's her job as an actress to fake such passions, she said, but she couldn't tell my stomach that. So I called my mom and I was like, will you just tell me it's okay? It was just very vulnerable and you don't know what's too much. You want to do it real. You want everything to be real, but then that's the most vulnerable I've ever been. I just thought that was interesting, like that she's going to publicly come out and say that she had to get wasted to film a scene for a movie. I wonder if that's like the norm. Like, you don't really think about it, all these people doing these scenes that get really heavy like this. You just assume it's part of the job. But here's somebody coming out, one of the biggest actresses in the world, and talking about how uncomfortable and nervous she was doing this, that she had to get wasted to film this scene.
I find it hard to believe, bro, that was the first scene like that she ever did with a married guy.
Yeah, that's what she said. Her first time kissing a married man.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All the movies she's been in, bro.
Yep. So I wonder if there's behind the scenes DVD footage of her wasted. I mean, like how funny would that be? Like, could you imagine what she was like on set doing this? And like, you're telling me Chris Pratt didn't smell the alcohol on her if they're doing this like heavy sex scene or whatever it was.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy, bro. You know what I mean?
So I mean, like, if you're home watching this and you are ashamed of your anxiety, here's one of the most famous, most successful people in the world that struggles with the same thing that any of us that have anxiety do. So, while I think it's probably not a good message that she's admitting to having to get drunk to do this, I think it also tells people that the stuff normal people like us go through is exactly the same thing that all these people we look up to.
And bro, and you're talking about one of the greatest actresses in the world. You know, I mean, this isn't just an actress. This is like one of the top 5 actresses in the world. That's unbelievable, you know? Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. The only other thing I had was that CNN suspended one of their reporters for tweeting that the House passes a bill that could limit the Syrian refugees. Statue of Liberty bows head in anguish. So they suspended her for adding her political opinion onto this tweet because the CNN social media policy for its reporters states, if you publicly declare your preference for issues or candidates on one side or the other of the public policy issues CNN reports on, then your ability to be viewed as objective is compromised. So she has to know this. Like, why would you tweet this? Like, I don't blame CNN for suspending her for this. I know it's her personal account, but this is strictly in their policies. She knows this going into the job. You're representing your company in a public forum. Most businesses have social media policies. I had to fire somebody one time at the restaurant. They forced me to do it. I didn't want to do it. But she put on MySpace, if I'm going to Bob Evans to work. Oh, my God, I just said where I worked. We need to edit that out. But she said, I'm going to this random restaurant to work. And if you come in today, I'm in a bad mood. I might stab you. I had to fire her for that.
Oh, my God, bro.
Because somebody that was friends with her sent in an email to corporate.
Yeah. Well, bro, that all just comes down to the individual, bro. Like, that all just comes down to people just not thinking. I mean, bro, come on. There are a lot of times I want to go on Twitter and I want to say something, but I've learned the hard way. You got to think through every single word. That's why we just had the conversation yesterday with, the Paige and the Lana and all that stuff. And it's like, bro, everything is going out there. You just have to be so careful of every freaking thing you say,
Yeah, I just thought, two things struck me with this. A, she knows this is, why would you even do that if it's going to risk your job? And B, I find the policy funny because, like, during all this stuff with Paris and stuff, I've been flipping between CNN, Fox News, not MSNBC, regular NBC, and all these news channels, just flipping through to watch stuff. And, like, I really noticed during all this coverage, like, Fox is so Republican and CNN is so Democrat. Like on the Democrat side, Fox is so on the Republican side. You see this in every single segment that they're producing, the way they tell the news. It is so obvious. So I just find it strange that, I mean, you see stuff like this that she said on CNN. You know what I mean? But she's then she's punished for it on a tweet. So, like, that kind of confused me too, man.
Yeah, well, but I guess they got to control it too, bro, because it's like, okay, if we let this go and don't do anything, then what's the next person going to say? You know what I'm saying, bro? It kind of opens the door if you don't have a really, really strict policy. I mean, so I can kind of get that. Then all of a sudden, everybody's going out there saying whatever they want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like on Fox News, this girl was reporting, like, the girl at the desk, and she said some quote from Obama. Obama said this, blah, 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 about ISIS, and then she goes, yeah, sure. Like, and then goes into the next thing. I'm like, how is that telling the news? That's not telling the news. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing on CNN the other way. So, like, I don't know. Like, the people, like, somebody came out with a study. They said during these crises, don't watch the cable news, watch the network news, because you're more likely to get news and not opinionated slants.
Yeah.
And I clearly saw that flipping between these channels.
Yeah. That's why I don't watch any of that stuff, bro. I just don't.
Yeah.
The last thing I have, bro, is you hear about this Jenny McCarthy and Charlie Sheen thing?
No. She's one of his exes?
No. First of all, bro, Charlie Sheen has made it clear that he found out 4 years ago he tested HIV positive. Okay, bro. So that 4 years ago will put us at 2011. Okay. Jenny McCarthy went on this big rampage because she worked on 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen, and they were a love interest on Charlie Sheen, you know, like you're talking about Jennifer Lawrence. She went on this big rant that it would have been nice for her to know that Charlie Sheen was HIV positive. And I'm like, okay, was he like really banging you on the show, or what were you, are you an actress and was he an actor? It was, you were characters on the show. You really weren't sleeping with Charlie Sheen. And then, bro, by the way, guess what was the last time she worked with Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men?
I don't know. I don't even know when he left the show.
2010. So he clearly said, I found out about this in 2011. So now she comes out and says, well, I don't know why he didn't tell me. We were fake banging. I should have had the right to know. And then the last time she worked with him was 5 years ago, when he didn't even know, he didn't even, we don't know if he had it at that time, but he obviously didn't even know he had it at that time.
Yeah, I know there's some people, like, it's a phobia of catching an illness, and even though you can't catch it from kissing people, or, it's got to be like sexual or blood or, stuff like that to get HIV. You can't get it from regular contact. Like, some people are just afraid that this person's going to get a cut, like a finger cut, and then that cut, the blood's going to get into their stuff. So I don't know, maybe she's one of those people, but I don't know why I would have publicly come out and said something like that. But that's, I don't know. I mean, unless
you just look like an idiot. I mean, on all counts, you know what I mean?
Especially if he didn't even know he had it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you just got to think about everything you freaking say. I mean, you just can't, you know what I mean? So, bro, let's talk now. Let's talk turkey.
Turkey. Ugh.
What's going on, man?
Supposed to be going on a date tomorrow night.
This is confirmed.
This is confirmed. Now, actually, people watching this, it will be tonight, Saturday night. So,
now has this?
But we're recording this Friday, so
has this been confirmed verbally, or is all of this stuff being done through social media?
Text messaging.
Text message. All right, give me the build up to the text messages.
Well, we just been having conversations all week. You know, good conversations, and finally it came up. When I asked her, if I could take her out or go out to dinner or something, and she said, yeah, she just needs to get a babysitter, and she got a babysitter for tomorrow night. So we're supposed to be going out.
All right, so what's the game plan now? Where are we going?
I hope she doesn't watch this. I don't know, because she wants, we're going to go out to eat. That's the game plan. And then after that, I don't know. I'm going to have to really think about this. I know I don't want to go to a movie. I think movies are terrible for first dates. Because you're focused on the movie and you're not focused on the person. And I just think it's not, I think movies are built for when you already know the person, you're comfortable for the person. Let's go enjoy this movie. Right. But for a first date, I feel like you're supposed to be enjoying each other and learning about each other. So movie, unless she brings it up, I'm not. I think it's a bad idea. So I really don't want to do a movie. I think dinner's good. You go to a restaurant, you can talk, after that, where she lives, I don't know the area, so I don't know what things are there. I don't know what restaurants are there. I don't know what other, places to hang out there are. So I'm going to have to research that. So I'm really going to have to wing this one. That's what I'm most nervous about. Yeah,
but what are your choices outside of a movie, bro? What are your choices? You can't, I'm not going to take this girl bowling. You're not, you're gonna, you don't want to take her to a club.
Yeah, I don't think she's 20, so she probably couldn't even get into a club.
So what are your options?
I don't know. That's what, dude. I'm so out of the game on this.
How far away does she live from you?
20 minutes, 20 miles. And so
you don't know the area, and you don't know
the area. There's so many areas around the city and suburbs and blah 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 blah. I just haven't been to them all. And the one that she lives at, I don't know the area.
How do you even know where you're going to go to dinner?
I haven't figured that out yet. I'm kind of wondering if I should try to get her to pick a place, but then maybe she's expecting me to be the one that picks the place.
I wouldn't ask her to pick a place.
Right. So I'm going to have to Google the suburb she lives in and
kind of see what's out and about.
Restaurants are out there. Yeah.
Now, have you decided what we're going to do with the hair? We had that whole conversation. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm going to have to roll the dice. I think it would look ridiculous to show up on a first date wearing my hat.
Right.
So we're going to roll the dice, let it all hang out. Because it's there no matter what, you know what I mean? And if that would ever be an issue, might as well get that out of the way the first time. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're not going to wear the hat.
Is it fair to say that this is going to be the winter of Jeff?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't know.
Call it the winter of Jeff.
We could try. Well, it all depends how this goes, because I don't know. Part of me, until I actually get there and pick her up, it hasn't happened. It's not happening until it happens. You know what I mean? So even though it's confirmed, it's supposed to happen. Babysitter could cancel. This excuse, you know what I mean? You know how people can be.
Now, do you go empty-handed? Do you bring flowers? How does that work?
Dude, I don't think people do flowers. I don't know. I don't know if
you bring her a video game.
Definitely not.
What do you do? So you show up empty-handed?
Probably. I don't know, man. I don't want to. That stuff, some girls really like it and appreciate it, and others are like, what the F? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So it's I don't know what type of girl she is when it comes to that stuff. So I don't want to, say I show up with a flower and she's like, oh my God, what a dork. You know what I mean?
This is reminding me a little bit of George and Marissa Tomei. Bro? A little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope she doesn't watch this show.
When's the last time you saw this girl?
In person?
Yes.
This is like the third time you've asked me this. You got a memory like I do.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago.
And you said you knew her for like 6 months or something. You were working with her.
Like 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Wow. And you haven't seen her in a year and a half.
Not in person. No. I mean, seen her pictures.
But how do you know their current pictures?
Oh, just assume they are.
What happens if she's let herself go?
I wouldn't see that happening. Like I said, I thought she looked like a superstar the first time I saw her. But like, I don't care. When I had any conversation I had with her, like it was a good conversation.
She has one child.
2.
I thought you didn't want to get into that whole thing again.
I know. But then, like you were talking about, don't let my past failures prevent my future successes. You know, honestly, that's the way of the world today anyway. That's just how it is. So, you know, roll the dice.
Is the baby daddy like out of the picture, or like
I don't know.
You don't know nothing about that.
I'm not bringing any of that stuff up. That's her business to bring up. You know what I mean? I've learned that a lot of girls with children, they will reveal the information when they feel they're comfortable and they are worthy for you to get that information. So there is no way in hell I am going near that subject unless she gets to a point where she wants to talk about it.
Like what are you going to talk to her about? What's the small talk? Me? You're going to talk about me?
You're probably my go-to if I can't think of something.
We're going to talk about the bills.
Definitely not going to talk about the bills, man. I don't know, and that's where my ADD kicks in, and I've always had an issue with on first dates because like my mind will just zap into nothing. There's nothing there. I can't think of anything to talk about.
You have a Newman crouching down in the back seat.
That's what I was. Did you not like? That's what I need. I sent you that YouTube clip. I don't know if you saw it. I need Scott Casey Gale in the booth behind me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
bro.
Feeding
Yeah, like
lines
Newman.
stuff.
Yeah, Newman in the library.
Pass me the grilled cheese over the booth or something. But yeah, so like,
oh, this is big. This is big, Jeff. This is big. This is big.
This is big. I can.
What time, bro?
Fall on my face. Haven't figured that out yet. I just got the confirmation actually while we were recording this. I've been texting her.
This is big, man. This is big now.
She texted me less than an hour ago saying she's got a babysitter for tomorrow night and it's all good.
Wow.
So
wow. We might have to have a special show on this over the weekend.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, you know, I like a lot of the brand members have been tweeting me about this, which I think is very cool that they're interested in this. So I sent her screenshots of some of these tweets. And she said, well, we're going to have to give them an update. Yeah.
So, bro, great. Bro, it would be great to get her on the show next week to rate this.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Can we try that? Can you try that?
Let's see. If it goes well, I'll try that. If it goes bad, I may never talk to her again. So
then I'll have to bring her on behind your back.
Probably, yeah. That's why I'm not giving anybody her name. That's her business. Because you know how it is, if I say what her name is, people can find her instantly.
Yeah. Well, listen, bro, this is it. I mean, this is it. This is a big step for JLane, man.
Yes, I'm very nervous. I got nervous about the car. Is my car clean enough? Gonna have to double clean the car. What music do I put on? I think about all of this
music
crap.
you're gonna put on in the
That's
car,
what I'm saying. Do I put it on? Is silence awkward if there's no background music?
We need music on. We need music on in the car, bro. We need
right. What's the volume
the
level? Which station? Like, are you more safe going with a radio station than your own CD? Because the CD says a lot. She's judging me based on what I have on a CD. If it's a radio station, it's not my call what they play next.
Oof.
You know, lots of. I hate ADD, man. I hate it. I hate it. And this is where it bothers me. So I understand why Jennifer Lawrence went drunk, because obviously I would be more drunk or more comfortable if I was intoxicated in this situation, but that's not going to happen since I'm driving. And I don't want to make a fool out of myself. But yes, I'm nervous about my ADD because my mind will go blank at some point. Very nervous, but it's only because I like the possibility of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to just find some hot chick to have fun with. I'm not. So to me, there's pressure for me to succeed in this situation.
Wow. All right, man. Well, we're going to have to see what happens, bro. A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yep. So.
All right.
And, she's got to know that she's taller than me. She's got to know. I mean, we worked together. We stood next to each other, but still that weighs on my mind.
Wear heels, bro. Summer Rae was taller than Tyler.
I was just going to say.
I cut a promo.
Ryan Tyler Priest.
Yeah, I cut a promo on it, bro.
Yeah. So.
Oof.
But then at the end of the day, like that's where I try to like have the conversation going in my head. Like, dude, you're a good person. You would be good for somebody. Use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself.
That's what I'm like. I'm not trying to put on a show. I will not try to be pretending to be somebody I'm not, because I know the person that I am is a good person. So that's
and not only that, you'll get exposed anyway. That never works. You got to be yourself, bro. You got to be yourself.
Right.
So you got to put on the music that JLane will put on.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think I was gonna go radio.
Radio?
Yeah, it's a safe. I don't know. It's kind of a safe.
What do you usually listen to in the car? What do you usually listen to in the car?
Oh man, I go all over the place. I got my Man Overboard CDs. I got my Fish CDs. I got Green Day, a bunch of them, which is probably not. I mean, like a lot of like rock stuff. I got mixed CDs of 80s, like terrible 80s cheesy music, which I'm not going to pull that one out. Don't Tell Razor Fist I have one of those CDs. And
you don't know what she likes. Like, you didn't try to find out, get any background or anything.
I don't want to limit the topics I have to talk about. I need backups to pull out of my butt if I can't think of anything to talk about. So the less information I know going into this first date, I think works in my favor, because my mind goes blank. I can go to a quick hit while I try to think of something interesting to talk about, and I can pull out something stupid like, oh, what's your favorite movie, or something ridiculous like that to buy me some time.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. A lot of pressure, Jeff. I think you'll do well. I think you just got to be yourself, bro. I think that's the key. Just be yourself. You are a good person. Be yourself. Let's see what happens. I'm excited though. I'm excited because it's different for me. Yeah. Well, that's good, bro. And we'll get an update as soon as we can.
Yes. Or we may wait till next week on the show.
Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. I don't want to put any more pressure on you. All right, everybody. So there it is. Everything you want, anything but freaking wrestling. We talked about what's going on in the world. We talked about Jeff's big date. I would like to remind you again, please renew your subscription if you're happy with the show and you want to see what happens in the date. We got a good cliffhanger now. We got a good hook. Now you're going to have to renew so we can see what happens. But as always, thanks for your support with the holidays coming up. Please, if you order anything through Amazon, go through our website, VinceRussoBrand.com. It would really help us. Any last words, Jeff?
Keep me in your thoughts, Brand. Wish me luck.
Let's keep Jeff in our prayers and our thoughts that everything works out fine. It will, because Jeff is a great guy, and we'll see what happens right back here next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Critically acclaimed producers Kayfabe Commentaries bring you the most candid shoot interview ever with Sabu, nephew of the legendary Sheik.
Would your aunt be talking business?
Of course.
With the Sheik?
Oh, yeah. And Carney. She can speak Carney better than me.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Prepare to explore the darkest corners of the man behind Sabu.
I would have stopped pain pills entirely if I was out of pain, because I've been a little too long at the dance myself.
You feel now you've been too long at the dance?
Breaking Kayfabe with Terry Sabu Brunk, now available on DVD and on demand at shootinterviews.com.